Collective, welcome, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist. How are you doing, Collective? Oh, a feminine has some fire starter. Drew Barrymore, Pisces. So I recorded 2 videos, and then I've been cleaning up my Google Drive because I just have too much stuff, and I don't ever look at the thousands of screenshots of timestamps and angel numbers. So I was like, let me clean some of this up, and I accidentally deleted it. Well, I deleted it from my drive. I did not know that that would delete it from my phone. So anyway, it did. So I lost 2 videos. So here we are. We're gonna do a check-in. So the 2 previous videos were on these like stickers or tattoos that I get from like gumball machines or whatever whenever I'm traveling, when I was on the road, and I still get them if I'm at a place that I see them at. And they're kind of like my own little pull card tarot sign whenever I'm needing a little fun kind of thing. That's like my gambling. I will spend 50 cents on a mystery tattoo or sticker or something, and that is a little nod from the universe. So I've decided I'm actually going to do a little quick, maybe shorts on those instead of whole readings on them. So let's do a nice, good reading and check in with the collective and see what's going on with you, your person. I'm getting you. Toby Keith, you. I want to talk about me. So maybe you've been looking into your person too much. You know, you've been wondering, where's my person? And so now it's like the full 3 of Wands. There's like something you're planning that maybe seemingly has nothing to do with love and has nothing to do with this twin flame union or connection or journey or whatever you want to call it, 4 of Wands. But the 3 of Wands, whatever you're doing for yourself is leading to your person. And it's leading them to you. So masculine pursues, feminine receives. That's energy. Now I was getting, so when I was putting on whatever background movie I'm going to have playing while I do chores, I was thinking of a lot like, is this My So-Called Life, my little, a lot like life. What the heck is that called? Anyway, Angelina Jolie. So there's things about death, and then death and rebirth, and how death is only the beginning. Death is only the beginning. The Mummy, Sagittarius energy. I don't know her sign. Rachel Weisz. Definitely Maybe is another movie. I don't know the little girl sign, but she's in the up next video. The Ultimate Gift is the next video. So I've never seen that movie, but maybe that movie is significant. Maybe definitely. Maybe somebody has a child, a daughter. But there is like this understanding that this little incarnation is a blip in the grand scheme of things. So enjoy it while it's like, get it while it's hot. There is something burning. There's a lot of wands, right? It's like you could be feeling like the embers of a past life finally igniting in this incarnation, where you are accessing through the understanding that you've been, and the Mummy, you know, their love story, it's death and rebirth. Well, the movie that I settled on is Return to Me, with David Duchovny and Minnie Driver, Leo and Aquarius energy, and they are polarity signs. So this person could be your polarity sign, but it's like, you know, I kept hearing like everyone should be with their polarity sign. I'm not saying that's true, but everyone should be with their mirror. You know, they're perfect match. That's what your twin is. It's like the perfect reflection of you. And people say nobody's perfect. This person is perfect for you. You are perfect for them. Everybody is perfect for somebody, right? I also received a deck. It's the Harmony Tarot. I have not looked through the book fully to study it and figure out what their translations are. So we will pull from that at the end, and then we'll read through the description together. Somebody could be a teacher or like be an avid reader, but I'm getting like somebody like reading along, and you know, teachers would hold the books like this, like, you know, it's like reading along. All right, class is in session. That could be significant. You'd be going to a class, meeting this person in the class. Maybe you met them in some kind of school, or again, if you're pursuing something that you are passionate about with that fire energy, with the Wands energy, that Queen of Wands, the Queen of Wands gets what she wants. Judgment day. But returning to me is all about the heart being the center, the literal heart in that movie, but the proverbial heart, the literal heart. I mean, there could be some significance to a literal heart. Somebody could be going, you know, to be a cardiologist or something with like heart space work. I mean, if you're pursuing something that you are heart motivated by, that's where you're going to meet your person, because this person's your heart center. You know, when you follow that light, and that sounds corny, and I don't know why, but somebody is like, The Holiday, more Sagittarius energy, I believe. Kate Blanchett, Jack Black. So someone's name could be Kate or Katie. Blanchett, Winslet. Let them, let it be. May it be. Enya. I don't know her sign. I'm shocked I don't know her sign. I probably looked it up at some point. But anywho, I had another Mandela matrix glitch with a sign. Somebody who was, and he was a Scorpio. He has been a Scorpio for a long time, okay? Scorpio is my polarity sign. I know my Scorpios. And now he's all of a sudden a Libra, and his name is Dan Stevens, because I watched Beauty and the Beast, the live action. But he is so handsome. He's also in the show, one of my favorite shows. It's a limited series called Legion. So that can be significant. Three of Wands is very important here because it's coming out again. Judgment, Five of Swords. So what is this Five of Swords? Someone is blocked. On the masculine side, okay, the masculine is planning to come toward their feminine. They are maybe fearing rejection, fearing some sort of anger, judgment. They're afraid that they're going to be judged, misjudged, harshly, too harshly. That is so harsh. Rachel from, so the name Rachel could be significant because Rachel Weisz and Edelweiss, Sound of Music. Chris Plummer, the name Christopher. Saint Christopher. The name Christian, maybe. But with judgment here, it could be something about Christianity, because we have a red cross and the red wings. All right, so that always gives me bull energy. And this angel here, there's something, and the angel also represents temperance, with judgment here, which is Sagittarius energy again. So red is the root chakra. So that's all about releasing. It's Saturn, Capricorn energy. It's all about something about your devil, your inner demons, your shadow side, and that whole perfection thing. Someone could have a Virgo placement. They're not sure if their imperfection is going to be received, well received by their feminine. They're fearing judgment. Well, what are you doing, masculine? Should you be judged? Because you know only God can judge you. God is within you, so only you can judge you. So if you're afraid that something you're doing is going to be judged harshly, like, just check it. If it's of the ego, if it's of a shadow or a lower vibration, if you're worried about, oh, they're not going to like the way I look, they're not going to like my, something superficial, they're not going to like my name, my height, my this, my that. If it's superficial, that's a shadow, that's fear. You can't approach love with fear, right? If you try to approach a wild animal with fear in your heart, they're going to sense it and they're going to become reactive, or they're going to run away, right? They're going to attack you because they're like, I don't like this energy. And that's the feminine. The feminine is all about feelings. They sense it. They're going to sense your fear from a mile away, okay? So moths could also be significant. Yeah, this feminine is showing up as the Queen of Swords. This is the Ace of Swords, but this is which also tells me, like, this is a feminine who's very open to a new beginning. Now, if you've already dealt with each other in this incarnation, that's one thing. To each their own. But you've definitely dealt with each other in a past life, and it's like you have wronged each other in past lives somehow. So whatever your concept or belief system is about past lives, if you believe that this is our one shot, 8 miles, something about the number 8, infinity, strength, the magician, Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, and Leo energy there. It's, if you believe that this is it, then this may be a return of somebody. But this feminine is presenting with that Queen of Swords. They're going to stand their ground. They're not going to settle with that judgment. This is a feminine who has a very strong moral code. And they're not going to stray from that. So if you are acting a full masculine, like, get it together. Don't do that. But I feel... And then the Queen of Swords came out with these cards, and then she tried to flip back over. So now that I'm saying that, she has 2 swords here. Like, this is very difficult for this feminine to hold this ground. They don't want to. They want you to come in. They want to accept you. But it's like they can't accept something that you're doing. Because swords are about intelligence, right? You have to have, this is a sapiosexual connection here. So masculines, you can think that you're a sapiosexual, which means that you are someone who is aroused and enticed and drawn to intelligence. Now that is intellectual intelligence, emotional intelligence, and moral intelligence, right? So you get your IQ, your EQ, and your MQ. There's different levels for all of that, but true intelligence is the trinity of all, right? It's another holy trinity. The Queen of Swords, yeah, she's like, a tear in her eye, a veil over her face, and 2 swords. She really has to hold the ground. 7 of Swords. Even if she has to, like, she could be watching you, masculines, like, self-sabotage. We have the 7 of Swords here. This is someone who's holding a grudge. Are you a grudge holder, masculine? With that 5 of Swords. Queen of Swords. And then we have the King of Swords and the Hanged Man. Pisces energy. I was going to say Pisces with the grudge holder because they are notorious for being grudge holders. Holy moly, someone could have a Pisces placement here. But grudge holding is really holding on to the past. And this hangman, hanging upside down, this could be someone who is just focused on the past. They're looking in separate directions, the King and the Queen of Swords. So there's like a coldness between you two. What is this coldness? The Sun. Well, the Sun came out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar. What is that off of? Bet your bottom dollar. Someone's singing, maybe the name Annie or Anne. Annabelle. Something about a rocking chair could be significant, or a glass case, shadow boxes. Someone could collect something and put them into shadow boxes, or like keep them in the box. Keep them in the box. You keep someone in a box, that means that you are limiting them. Somebody's growth is limited. Somebody's heart space is limited if you've been kept in a box your whole life. Somebody's keeping themselves in a box, perhaps. Okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles here with the deer, which is And I have seen a couple deer over the weekend. I saw a few deer in the week. I forgot it's been a week since I last recorded. Anyway, over a week now, I guess. So the deer is Gemini energy. It is also, the stag is Celtic for Capricorn. So there's Capricorn and Gemini energy here, but the lovers is very significant. The sun, more Leo energy. But these two tried to flip back over. So this could be a feminine with strong earth placements. A lot of, like, this is a very feminine, gentle creature. This is a feminine who is, I'm getting like Snow White, because when I did that, like the high-pitched voice, it's like a Disney princess. This is a feminine who hangs out with and talks to animals and is like, children and animals are very, and like elderly, because there's the elders here. It's like all of the purest souls, those who are closest to death, right? Who are closest to the celestial realm, children and the elders, are really drawn to this feminine. Animals are really drawn to the feminine because animals are not muddled up with the insecurities, with the devil energy, right? So the Bible will talk about how they're like, they don't really have souls, which means that they are not pawns in the spiritual warfare. The devil can't use animals. They are pure. That's why animals can go through a lot of disgusting abuse and still love humans. Excuse me. My congestion. Anyway, that's a whole tangent. But it's like the sun, maybe something about tomorrow is significant. So whenever you watch this, maybe something about tomorrow is significant to this connection, because the sun being flipped over, like I had to coax it out. There's a warmth here at the center. The sun is the happiest card in the deck. There is a happiness here, but both of you are looking away. And I feel like this feminine is actually, there could be some sort of, because it is the matriarch of shields in the Native American tarot. So there could be some sort of matriarchal figure that's watching this. They're looking at this feminine. Could be a mother or a grandmother figure somehow. Like I'm getting like Grandmother Willow. The way she's looking at this Queen of Swords with that side eye. Not like a but like a I see. It reminds me of Pocahontas. All right. Maybe the name John Smith. The Smith. Also Angelina Jolie. This Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And more Sagittarius energy with Brad Pitt. But see, it's like they're like always bickering and stuff, but then there's actually this, their warmth is very passionate, and so maybe they keep themselves cool with swords, because anytime that they've revealed their passions, either of these two, because they are mirroring each other, they're a direct mirror with the King and the Queen of Swords, they are like equal opposites. So it could be polarity sign, or this person is just like your perfect opposite. Opposites do attract here. So this is someone that's like unlikely, not your typical type, but your typical type if you have one, whether that's physical or you're just like, oh dang, all these people look different. I didn't think I had a type, but they're all basically the same energy. Sex in the City, they're like, I don't think I have a type. I do like, like narcissistic, egocentric artists. But I think that the painters were very different from the sculptors. You know, it's like, if you really look at your history, you have quite a type. Behaviorally. Just a second. Okay. I didn't want to sound like Gollum the whole time trying to clear my congestion. So, the Smiths, Mr. and Mrs. Smith in Sex and the City, Samantha, and so there could be an age difference here because Smith Jared, all right, his name is actually Jerry Jared, so someone could have like an not illiterate, maybe someone has a hard time reading, and that could be like someone could be reading to somebody. There's some sort of difference, like you could have an intellectual difference Maybe someone's very well read and maybe somebody is not. Maybe somebody, like went to very good schools or went to college, and somebody's more of like a worker. Someone could be white collar and blue collar. There could be this vast difference between you two. But it's all in the terrestrial. It's of the celestial. You are very much in sync. You are the same person. You are literally twins. So, I mean, maybe somebody has a twin with the Gemini energy here. Someone could have like an actual twin. But this is your twin flame. So yeah, someone's taking their time. Someone's moving too slowly. The Smiths, opposites attract. There's like this, like, I feel like you guys have this sort of playful banter. Like, you're not mean to each other. We don't entertain that bullshit. You are, but there's like this, something you do because you're so different and you challenge each other. You're like, ooh, I just want to like eat you up. Like, I love how you challenge me. But it comes off almost like you guys are like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Like, there's like this sort of like, it's not bickery about nonsense, right? Because you guys feel very deeply and you have had to move out, to deal with this world, because this world is what it is. You've had to move into a more intellectual place, a more logical place, and out of your heart space, because your heart space feels everything, which is where your passion comes from. Anytime you feel anger, that means that's an area that needs change. That's where you're supposed to go. Where you feel fear, where you feel anger, like that's where you're supposed to go. That's where your passion is ignited, right? Anger and passion come from the same place. You don't stay angry at somebody if you don't love them, right? You're like, oh, I hate them. That's a fine line. Love, hate. This is a love-hate thing. All is fair in love and war. Do you agree with that statement? That is also in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. So something about 10 days could be significant. 10 is also the number of endings, but it is in itself a new beginning. So there is an intrinsic link between the ending and the beginning. Only you know what that means for your situation. Let's see from the Van Gogh Tarot real quick. These cards are reluctant. Page of Cups. Yeah, someone is reluctant. So, oh yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Sex and the City, Samantha and Smith Jared, they role play. And they're like, so someone could work with the judgment here. Someone could work like in the justice system somehow. But there's some, military, law enforcement. I mean, someone could be like a filing clerk at a law firm, like there are a lot of ways to work for it, but someone could be linked to that or have Libra placements. Justice. There's a confirmation for somebody. That's funny. Oh, I missed you, cards. I haven't touched these cards in over a week. My friend, Strength, Leo energy. That's Half Baked. I always get that pull quote. Hebba zebba, you my only friend. It's like Five of Cups. Oh, there's a little bit of loneliness here. But see, I love the Van Gogh Tarot because all of the swords, all of the cups, they're all in the upright. So this is something optimistic. This is like, this energy is optimistic. It's like everything happens for a reason. Those things didn't work out. So this could be like when you're reviewing those past people, you're like, oh, that's my cycle. Once you recognize that you have a cycle, because you could have been, you could have been confused as to like, if you didn't identify the pattern in yourself, you could be like, I just keep attracting all these people and they're all so different. It's like, no, once you recognize the pattern, then you reflect on the pattern within, what you're drawn to, because like attracts like. And what you're looking for, you're going to find. If you're saying like, I don't want this or that, guess what? That's the last thing on your tongue, off your tongue. It's, when you speak into the universe, what you're doing is it's like you're on a mountaintop and it's the echo, right? Think about the universe. It's this vast space, right? It's like, it's literal space. I don't know. someone could be very annoyed by people who use literally improperly, because I do. And with the words here, there's a lot of wordplay here. All right, it is very intellectual. You're gonna have a lot of wordplay, and it's very arousing. It's very exciting. Like, because you're with somebody who's challenging your mind. Maybe you felt like you always had to kind of like, baby step people through your thoughts or whatever. So it kind of limited you, and that sounds maybe mean. Maybe you felt like you were mean because you're just like, I keep attracting people who are not intellectually on my level. And you're like, I don't want to date any more stupid people. I don't know, for lack of better terms, and time management. I'm just gonna say, you're like, I don't want to date any more idiots. I don't want to be with any other people that like are just not on my level. But you almost felt almost like a survivor's guilt. You felt like, if I'm calling myself, I don't want to create a hierarchy of saying I'm better than them, or I'm smarter than them, or I'm better, faster, stronger, but you are, and you were, and that's okay. And you just have to leave. I feel like for whatever reason in your family, your friendships, your lovers, you had to leave a lot of people behind because they weren't able to, they didn't have the tools or the drive to meet you there. Maybe you drove somebody around. This could be like a feminine, because I did say masculine must lead the feminine in the 3D. So masculine must pursue, feminine receives. You could be a feminine who was always leading the way. And this is a masculine who, and it could be surprising because like with Samantha and Smith Jared, there's a big age difference. And it could be very surprising where you're like, this is the last person I expected to be a leader, right? Because maybe they, maybe you dealt with very macho masculines, and this is not. But they're actually the most masculine, truly divinely masculine. And masculines, maybe you got with feminines that you thought were like very feminine, which would put you in your masculine, but they were actually just like takers and leechy and users and kind of useless. I mean, I come from the country and I know I ain't seen it all, but I heard that ocean song. Someone could be very country here, or like kind of just simple, but like simple of the heart, right? Because I always say the divine is not easy, but it's simple. And so maybe you got with people who were just easy energy, but they were more complicated than anything because they just took their parasites. Whatever reason, okay? Intentionally or unintentionally, subconsciously or consciously, it doesn't matter. Lack of intention is intention, right? So these people that are just out here aimlessly like, whatever happens, I don't care, la la la, go with the flow. No, you direct the flow. As the magician, you direct the flow. I just feel very irritated by your past choices. And I think you feel irritated by them too. But it all happens for a reason. You dealt with those people with the 5 of Cups in the upright here. It's like you dealt with those people so that you could know where you're supposed to go. You had to understand there was like a backflow. There was a current that you weren't seeing. And you're like, it looks like I'm flowing this way. I think I'm in the right direction, but the current is going like backward. And there's something about salmon, more Leo energy, because salmon, they school upriver, right? And so maybe going with the flow, it's like if you don't stand for anything, you will fall for anything. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. When you go with the flow too much, or when you're open to whatever, people will do that and call themselves open-minded. And maybe you were with people you thought were open-minded, but they were actually very in a box. They were very closed up. The Fool at the center here, and the 5 of Wands in the upper. This is like people having discussions about how different they are. See, these brooms over here are all curled. These are all straight. It's like, there's no right way. They're all brooms. Like, let's talk about it. So it's okay to be different. Actually, it's the benefit of this connection that you are so different, because you dealt with people who looked like they were the same as you. And they weren't. Gosh, they weren't. Someone could be like a city mouse and someone could be like a country squirrel, right? You could be very seemingly different, but you're both rodents, right? Rodentra. You're both of the same kingdom. So you could have strong elemental placements the same. Like you could both share a Scorpio or a Capricorn. Any of these signs, you could both have a Leo placement, right? The Fool is Aries and Aquarius, but this is the good one. They're all good ones, but this is the blank slate. This is the one who takes the leap of faith, right? So when we shadow work, we go backward, right? We kind of go through the major arcana. We work up to the Fool. The Fool is the one who submits to the process and trusts themselves. They trust their intuition. They trust their connection with source. They trust their person. They trust whatever endeavors they go into are part of the path. And they're fearless, right? There's so much courage here. Because you are just willing to take that leap of faith, because you have faith, right? Someone could have come to their, whatever, understanding whatever their faith is, okay? It doesn't need to be defined, right? And I think you dealt with people who were like, I don't know, I just keep getting these irritating, fuck boys and fuck girls that are just like, I'm open for whatever. Maybe you've done online dating and it says, because I've tried that Vegly app, and where it says, like what you're looking for. And I feel, shout out to Vegly. I've said this many times. I feel like there should be a filter that if you're not looking for the same things, they don't even show up on your page. You know what I mean? Like, they just don't show up on your page. There needs to be, like, filter, because it only takes one, right? So when people are like, there's not enough people in my area, or there's not enough, as a vegan, there's not enough vegans. It's like, it takes one. It takes one. That's all we're looking for here. That's all we're calling in, is one person out of billions. And Keanu Reeves, Virgo energy, said it. He's like, and that goes back to the let them, right? If they reject you, they're not rejecting you. First of all, no one's rejecting you. They're rejecting the version of themselves that they'd have to be with you. So, again, it's not a hierarchy, but they can't roll with you. They're not compatible. It's all about compatibility. It's not about a rank structure, right? It's just, they're just not your person. And that's okay, because that, and he's like this, and then he goes through the numbers, which I'm not going to do. 99, 99, 99, 99, other people that you have to choose from. 8 billion minus 1, okay? There you go. All right, we'll go for 4. Earth, wind, fire, water. Earth, air, fire, water. Earth, air, fire. Someone is really calling in their angelic support. And the 4 corners. 6 of spring. All right, let's see what it is. I don't know. And this book, you could be someone who just like gets into spaces and analyzes it and figures out the best way to make change. You're a changer. That could be your life path. Autumn. I like that it is the seasons. However, I wish there were an index with this. So you have to flip through the whole thing to find it. King of Spring. The King of... What is that from Pretty Woman? Oh gosh, why can't I think of the lyrics? I just listened to the album. Excuse me, the album. Anyway, Pretty Woman album, the soundtrack, The King of 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's like a 4-syllable word. the 4 syllables. 4, you could be a life path 4. Night of spring. Okay, so it goes up to it. Oh my gosh. I should have paused the video, but then you would have missed out on all the fun. Courage, growth, moving forward, risk. That is the Fool. The theme of the 6 of spring is active growth, moving forward, and having the courage to take risks. This card highlights that now could be a good time to make major changes. Take more chances and explore some less safe options. Trying a new direction could progress inner growth and lead to a more interesting path. This may require attempting new ways of thinking and working and embracing new commitments. Educate yourself in new areas. That's like the Page of Swords. Educate yourself in new areas of interest and pick up past activities that you felt had failed and that never bothered you to see through to completion. And you never bothered to see through to completion. Risk can make you feel unstable, but can also bring amazing opportunities and new waves of enthusiasm and creativity. Break down any self-made boundaries, get out of that box, and you might be surprised where the risk-taking leads. All right, so spring, let me see if it tells you what spring, the spring suit. Creativity, the spring suit represents by bluebells, is associated with passion, creativity, and energy. So I don't know, I'll have to look through here more. I don't know which element spring represents. It's like a lot of movement, but, so I don't know if it's wands, which the 6 of wands, we'll just go through them then. Okay, so the 6 of wands would be like Leo energy. It's self-recognition, it's courage, it's confidence. And then the 6 of swords is like the rescue. It is crossing new waters, and it is in the Rider-Waite, a masculine figure coming in and saving and rescuing a feminine figure with a child. So that is the Holy Trinity, the divine masculine, divine feminine, divine creation. And they are crossing water together. So that is communication coming in. And then the 6 of Cups is the soulmate energy, right? Because these are bluebells. So I don't know if they're like cups, spring, water. I don't know. But that's the soulmate energy. And then the 6 of Pentacles is about reciprocation in this tangible world as well, like working together with each other, building some sort of possible business together, or something that's going to be bring in financial abundance, possibly stability, all the things that Pentacles represent. But 6 is the number of agape love. It is the purest form of love. So it is divine love. It is first had within, and then it can be shared without. So regardless, 6 is a great number. So maybe bluebells are important to you somehow. I just watched Alice in Wonderland. Little bread and butterflies kiss the tulips, and the sun is like a big balloon, right? I don't know why I'm getting blue balloon, so blue balloons could be significant. In the morning, afternoon. Morning, afternoon. Maybe something about brunch. You can learn a lot of things from the flowers. Someone really likes flowers. Someone could be giving you flowers. But something about flowers could be very significant. I mean, you could be a spring baby, so maybe your birth date is in the springtime. Alice in Wonderland. You could be the year of the rabbit, the Mad Hatter and the March Hare. Charlie! My little Leo dog, she belly drags. It's one of my favorite things she does. Come here. Come here, girl. Say hello. She's going to be 12 on August 18th. He's a little old lady. Oh. So, all right, I think that's it. Oop, 40 on the dot there. Hopefully there was something in here for you, collective, and I'm going to go ahead and upload this one now so I don't lose it again. And until next time, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for everyone who has supported this space, whether you have or will like, share, comment, subscribe, donate to the space. It's all very much appreciated. Lovers and haters alike, you all contribute, and I thank you for that. So until next time, I wish you well.